Yo, what's up? A quick preamble before we start the video. We're all human, right? We're all human here. Humans have biological goals. These goals are met through social laws. Every human has the capacity to engage in social cohesion, and when our biology is uninterrupted, things will go as planned and our species' needs will be met. Do we all agree? Good. Now we can continue. So I was watching a YBC video, YBC Too Cold, for those who don't know, video the other day. And I had this idea before I even watched that video, but like, what better time than now than drop this video, you know? The premise of the YBC video was about how phones, social media, the existence of, outside factors kind of ruined the dating market. And on the topic of phones, right? I know everyone is aware. Oh, dating apps, social media, blah. We know this, right? But I'm here to tell you about a hidden secret of phones. Yeah, a little secret between me and you, alright? Come here. I'm gonna tell you something, alright? The way we use our phones is inherently killing society. Like, the physical way. Obviously, we know about the social media, but think about the physical way you use a phone. Jumping into a new world with all your other senses basically cut off, like a time warp. I'm gonna show you the true dangers of that and why this matters so much to the black pill. Let me show you. Alright, so here we got a pretty common situation. The gym, well, at least for me. Hopefully you guys do. You should go to the gym. Be healthy. So, looking here, right, we got our subject, the girl, Pokemon. And these blokes right here are going to represent people in the gym, right? So I did some calculations, right? I'm really on my black pill scientist shit. And when it comes to the attention economy, when we exist in a space, I would say there are three things we focus on, right? We're going to say that people, right here, when you initially walk in at least, about 60%. Then the inanimate objects, the subjects, so inanimate objects, but still subjects, like the equipment, inner point of view at least, are going to be the second most focused thing. And then the last thing are going to be the pathway. So what's outside, bathroom door in case she has to use the bathroom, the entrance/exit. Yeah. But what's most important, right? The settled eye space when we are established in the space. We've been in the space. We know where we are. And those numbers change significantly, right? So these paths, what were 10%, are now 2%. Because we already know where we are. No reason to know. Like, if you're in a gym, you're not really looking at the door or the windows or anything like that. You know where the hell you are, right? Secondly, the machines, right? So what machine am I using? What machines are open? What do I need to use next? Tracing your path. That's about 10%, right? What would be last? Of course, as we are humans, we are social creatures, it's going to be the humans. These humans are going to be what we're focusing on first. Now, the beginning preamble was pretty important because as human beings, what we look at is very important, right? So let's use something to represent Pokemon's field of view, right? This is like her close field of view, her reachable field of view, right? When we're in a room with these subjects, right? And we're not necessarily always interacting in a certain task, two things happen. One, we analyze the environment where we're looking and seeing what's going on. And two, we make inferences and make assumptions, make engagements. Why? Something crucial here, because we're bored. We're bored. I don't know about you, but whenever there's no technology and you're just in a room with people and there's no certain task, eventually people start talking. And it's because we acknowledge each other. Everyone's acknowledged in the room. We all know that we're all there. We're just looking for something to do. And usually, as a human being, the default task is to engage and socialize, right? Very important. So, right here, we see there are a few things that we can acknowledge in her point of view. Not really any paths, I guess, like the door, but like No, she's not looking at the bathroom. Unless she needs to use the bathroom, she's not looking there. We can eliminate that. And then over here, so we have the machines and the two people around her. But generally, she can still see everything here. This is just what's in her immediate path, right? If this guy right here were to call out to her, she would kind of have to leave her attention here, go over there. That wouldn't be very optimal for him since they're not even each other's point of view. It's just not really the most normal thing, assuming they're strangers, you know? Back to here, right? And if we can go back to the assumed crunched numbers, people are going to be 88% of the thing she focuses on, right? And assuming these people are people too, they're going to have the same numbers. These machines are only going to be really looked at assuming that she needs to use them, right? But if she's here, she doesn't need to use them, she knows it's at the machine. What do you think will happen after 5 minutes? 10 minutes? There's no real reason there'd be 10 minutes to wait here, right? But realistically, you think they're just all going to stare at the floor for 10 minutes? They're going to stare at each other. And even then, that's an interaction. That's enough acknowledgement. Slowly but surely, they're going to start talking to each other. That's going to be an engagement. That is important, right? We need this engagement to happen. No one forced it to happen. There's no rule on the wall saying if you come to this gym, you're going to interact, right? But naturally, as who's in this FOV, we know the machines are only going to be focused on 10% of the time, whether she needs to go to them or wants to see if someone's using it. Besides that, it's these people right here that we are going to focus on every time. Whether she talks to him or him, we don't really know. No way to know. It doesn't really matter. The point is, both are acknowledged. That's for a fact. We can go into the hypergamy and know who has the better gonial angle or whatever bullshit, right? But like the point is, both these people are forced to be acknowledged. They're forced to be acknowledged. Doesn't matter who's ugly or who's not. Both of them have a high likelihood of interacting with Pokimane if stood in this position for a long period of time. The tension will be there. The boredom will create it every time. And I'm very sure of that. Right? Now it's time for a crucial player. I'm sure we all know what it is. The phone. Now, when we have a phone, things start to change, right? So let's rewind all the way back, right? Now, we have Pokimane on her phone. Maybe she's telling her fans to buy some cookies, talking to some tier 3 subs. You know. We don't know what she's doing. Point is, she's on her phone. So, what used to be this will now turn into this. This is the new POV for however long it may take, because it's not like we do this for like 5 seconds and keep it going. We are dug in this neck deep with no intention to come back. A new world has been entered, and you're not there. You're not there, buddy. Doesn't matter how tall you are, how good your gonial angle is, how positively tilted you are up. You're the king of the jungle. You are a king predator. You're a lion. You're a tiger. You have the most triangle upturned eyes ever, buddy. She's looking at her phone. This is what she's looking at. Look at this. Stare at it. Now you're with her. That's what she's looking at, buddy. Not you. You're not noticed. You're not seen. Not once. Not ever. Not ever. And you're thinking, oh, well, she has to look up eventually just to move around. Well, obviously, as we know, if she desires to move around, we know how it's going to be. She's going to move here. Let's draw a path for Pokimane, right? So, she's working out. And during her workout, she's intensely focused, right? So, intense focus during the workout, nothing, right? Then, she spots the machine. So, actually, these yellow circles, which were once a second place 10% thing, they're now actually the main focus. And these humans in the background become background objects because her objective is now to be in the phone. The phone is the objective now, to be in the phone, not to be a human in a space. It's to be in the phone world. So these people don't contribute to that. Her secondary objective, of course, is to work out. So these machines actually become the humans in this sense. And what she'll do, she'll gain this FOV. She'll walk over here with her phone, her neck down. Right? Got to this machine. We're gonna assume we're just gonna take the people out. They're not even there anymore. You know, take them out because they're not. This is what she sees. You know, does her workout. Phone on hand. Okay. Next machine. Does the workout. All right. Next machine. Does the workout. Does the workout, you know. Next machine. And then guess what? Oh, now the exits become the people. We can turn off the machines. We're done with those. We're done with those, you know. We're all based on an objective. And now we're just going to go right here. And you see the people? Oh, no, you don't. This is all she sees. So maybe this guy will be like, oh, excuse me. And he'll have to move out the way, you know. But she's not going to look up. She's just going to be like, oh, sorry. And then there goes Pokemon. Gone. Right? You understand how crucial this is to our species. The stress test is that when it comes to selecting mates, the way our hormones work, men would entirely destroy a phone if it's too distracting in order to engage with real women. Women would rather engage with the distracting phone if it withholds them from dealing with real men. Why? Well, because women know that men would already destroy their phone and chase them anyway. Do you or do you not understand how bad that is? Because let's just say you are seen, right? Let's just say she's using this machine, right? And this guy is still here. You're technically here, right? But you are not here for long enough to spark intrigue, for her to get interested in the subject and make assumptions. And you are definitely not long enough there, or not seen enough there, and she's not bored enough for her to start interacting with you. And once you understand how addicting, how dopamine feeding the phone is, you'll understand why she never looks up. You can't beat the phone. Science has introduced an opponent that no man, no human could test, could beat, could defeat. I mean, look at this, bro. You think you're more entertaining than this? You think you bring more novelty than this? I'm here to tell you that you do. You do. As a human, you are more valuable than this piece of shit device. But to her, who is just vapid as can be, average IQ, hasn't questioned anything in her life, no. You're not more entertaining than this. You're not more valuable than this. You lose. You lost. You'll never win. And even for those who've won, guess what? I'm sure there's plenty of those in that same phone. So not only do you have to be better than a device that can supply infinite dopamine whenever she wants, you also have to challenge the hundreds of people that she already decided to maybe pick over the phone in said phone. Try toppling that. Oh wait, you can't. You might think this is extreme, you know. There people talk to me in the gym. Yeah, obviously it's not to this extent every time, but think about your life. Think about how social your life is. If you live in America, you live in the westernized countries, your life is genuinely like this. You are, yo, where's my, this is you. This guy right here is literally you. Notice that whole path, this guy was never acknowledged on the phone. He was never here. You don't exist, bro. You don't. You never existed. However, we're going to go back over here. We're going to take the phone away. We're going to smash it on the floor. Let's move her over here for some reason. Even for a second. Look. You're seen now. And we're all feeling the effects of this. And it's not just the phone. It's a lot of things. Yes, even headphones. I just, one thing I can't stand is the whole blue pill. Bro, it's the headphones, bro. Yo, bro, you're just not getting girls because your headphones are in. Girls don't approach you because your headphones are in. Haha. Laugh with me, right? But it is true. It is true, partially. Because both your headphones could be in. Naturally, if you're a person and one of your three communication senses are shut off, your mouth, your ears, and your eyes are obscured, someone's going to assume that you're not ready to communicate. When it's your phone, it's your eyes, your ears. If you're on the phone, it's your mouth. If you have music in, it's your headphones. People in all three situations, if one or more of those senses are obscured, no one's going to try to communicate with you. So yes, the headphones are part of a problem. But the phone situation, this is way worse. It's way, way, way worse. But both are a problem. Both are a problem. And there's no denying it. Now that you see what's going on, how can you realistically expect society to not collapse? Yeah, okay, we just went to the gym, but this happens everywhere. It's this objective based, antisocial, socializing off mode mission state where everything is just go here, get that, you know, enter my new world, enter my phone world, turn society around me off, do what I have to do, and leave. The problem is we cannot live like that. We're not robots. Humans need forced interaction in order to complete their social objective. In the past, you can hear many stories of how people met through something as simple as transportation. They met on the bus, they met while on a walk, or if they met in the store, they had a random conversation, and it led to something bigger, better. Why? Well, not because his angle, his, black pill, and the black pill's not bullshit, right? But stop focusing on the surface black pill. Stop focusing on jaw lines, frame, and all of this shit. They're not even looking. Understand that first. They're not even looking. There's a bigger problem. Understand that. And to me, that's what makes the black pill so cruel. The real cruelty of the black pill. It's not that there's hypergamy, because hypergamy was never the problem. Hypergamy has always existed. Obviously, if there's a bad bitch and a badder bitch, you pick the badder bitch, okay? Stop crying, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. Obviously, she's gonna do the same. The problem is what you turn hypergamy into a maze where you only get to participate once you found the exit. But right now, we're all in the maze. When her neck is down at the gym and you look amazing, you didn't make out the maze, buddy. Sure, you're ripe and prime for a lot of mates, but you're not even seen. You didn't even make it to the selection room yet. Her neck's down. And it's going to get worse the more we normalize this bullshit behavior. And like I said, it's normalized. And the problem when it's normalized is the anxiety to when it's not. If you were to disturb her when her phone's off, keep in mind you're already at a very bad state because the anxiety of her perfect little personal comfort device is going to be spiked. So she's already going to be on edge. She's already going to be upset that you just removed her from her comfort. She's going to be anxious and quite literally looking for reasons to get you the fuck out of her face. It sounds harsh, but no, it's true. And it's why black people say, if she's not choosing you, you lost. And it's true. Because when you are choosing her in a situation where you're removing her from that world, you're the problem. You don't become a human trying to do your goal. You're actually a carcinogen removing her from her goal, which is the objective-based dopamine addiction. And this is why phones are a bio/eco disturbance. We become domesticated. We become these weird creatures that don't even know how to communicate anymore. Listen, acknowledge that you are a creature. You're not a god. You have a biological law, and you must obey these laws or suffer chaotic results. Like this. No one wants to live like this. We are suffering. We're unseen. We're dying because we cannot communicate. We're domesticated. We are zoo animals. We don't know how to do shit. And no, this is not a woman mad, because everyone goes on their phone, right? But the problem is when what's on the phone is only advantageous for women because of desperate men. Why would they care about the men on the screen? Or now on our screen. I mean the men in person. Or my screen, I guess. But yeah, why would they care about the men in person? Why should they? I like literally you can't give me a reason. We literally destroyed their biological imperative. And then we talk about fucking angles and diet, bro. Fuck you, right? Focus on your diet, obviously, right? But acknowledge this problem. Acknowledge it now. Now that you watch this video, you're acknowledging it, and now you understand what phones are doing. Okay, it's not just society. It's not just social media, dating apps. Oh, dating apps! Oh my god, dating apps are so whatever. No, it's our humanity is quite literally being hacked and corrupted. And the best part, it's all intentional. No, it is. It's all very, very intentional. So I'm giving you a choice. Fight back or die. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great night. Have a good morning. Yeah, if you see Pokemon, tell her to get off her phone. Do them hamstring curls, Pokemon. You got things to do. I'll catch you guys later.